Hi, besties. How are you?
What up? What up? What up?
It's Monday. We're back at it again. Monday Night Raw. We are the Monday Night Besties. My name's Amanda.
What up, everybody? I'm DC Hendricks. Pleasure to be with you all again.
Let us know who you are. Let us know who you are in the chat. You know who's here? Jeffrey's here.
What up?
Hello.
What
OG
up, Jeff?
bestie. Always enjoy to see besties we know, see besties we don't know. I see you, Facebook. There's at least some of you watching on FaceSpace, so let us know. Say hooty hoo. We're here to talk about everything that happened on tonight's Raw. So much going on. It's very exciting. Very exciting stuff. Hello, nice to see you.
What up, MDB?
Okay, to be honest, I want to talk about me for a second. Can we talk about, let's talk about QR code shenanigans, because I am too proud of myself for not figuring it out, but I just Googled and I was like, how can we figure, like, what happened on that day? So there was a house show that referenced 3MB, which I thought was funny. Like, it was the stuff that was going on in the house show on 12/12/12 was very interesting and like unique and sort of amusing in hindsight. But it did appear that Eric Rowan's debut on NXT was that date, and I felt so excited. Like, I figured out a part of one of these QR codes. I'm confident that I'm not the first person. I didn't see anyone else say it before I said it, but I'm overly proud of myself for finding out one tiny sliver of this story, because it's something that's, oh gosh, it's just really, let us know how you're feeling. I would like to know how everyone feels about this QR code business. Is it as fun for you as it is for me? I think it's maybe like sort of a niche sect of the audience that they're targeting with this type of thing. I don't know that everyone is that excited, but I am definitely into it.
That's the beauty about wrestling, Amanda. There's multiple facets to be enthused about and excited about. And the QR codes, I leave that to you because you be cracking them codes. I leave that to you. Like, we each do our part, and that is all you. You are the only person I've seen say anything about 12/12/12.
Oh, that makes me feel proud of myself. Oh my God, Amanda did it.
You broke the news.
Here, hooty hoo, Real Take Wrestling. Nice to see you.
What's going on?
YouTube. Jeffrey's here. Are you a little blurry?
My background's blurred, but that's it.
Yeah, because you have a vast media library. He can't reveal the titles of the things that he's looking at. I'm like, not in a bad way. Hello, nice to see you. I love seeing new names. I get very excited.
You made it sound like it was like the back room at a video store.
Yeah, no, not like that. Just like, he can't reveal, like, there's a different, we should probably pay for that. That should be behind the Patreon, the DC Hendricks Patreon page, where he goes through his physical media catalog, because I have seen a snippet, I believe, on Instagram, and I was like, oh, okay, I know someone like that. I used to have someone in my life like that. But he collected physical media to the point that he had like a whole room in his apartment. So his apartment was 2 bedrooms, and 1 bedroom was just entirely dedicated to like his own blockbuster.
I'm not that extreme. What you see mine behind me. That's it.
I mean, full disclosure, he did have a developmental disability, and his mom set that room up. But it was really fun because he had like his own blockbuster in there, basically.
Yeah.
But the collection of physical media was something that I really enjoyed doing with him, because we would go like scour back then. I mean, like, somewhere in ballpark of 10 years ago. I mean, it was at that point you were kind of having a hard time winding down getting VHS. So now it's like even more of a fun.
It's popular again. It's like vinyl.
Yeah, it's fun. That's exciting. Yes, let's not talk Amanda's hairdo. Please. Do you want to talk about Amanda's hairdo? Let's talk about it. Amanda got food poisoning for Mother's Day. That was Amanda's sole gift that she didn't purchase for herself. Thank you. And I guess I did purchase that gift for myself as well, because I paid for that carne asada that did me in. And then I had a full busy day with the kids. And I also have, like, between their therapy schedules, I'm all over the town, So this is all you got today. I'm sorry. We'll see what happens next.
Right before we hopped on.
Yeah, literally. Like I combed it up and just ran back in here. I do actually like, I know it doesn't, like, I really do write articles. I'm not trying to plug WrestleTalk.com on this Fine Body Slam nut page. Like, I'm not trying to break the brand.
Meant to be on the grind, y'all.
But if you ever want to know what the hell I'm doing right before Besties starts, there'll be like 3 that get posted like right away. I'm dragging at the end of that Raw. Okay, so QR code I was very excited by. There's a lot of King and Queen of the Ring developments tonight.
Yes.
What was exciting for you? What was your highlight of the night?
You know what? Once again, another Raw where there's a lot to be excited about, Amanda. Yes. Definitely not just one thing tonight. Like, I didn't even have a best match because there was multiple. Yeah. It was literally impossible to pick. But yeah, King and Queen of the Ring has definitely taken, like, we're even getting those at house shows now. So it's not even just on the normal shows. But just speaking in general for tonight, you know, I actually tweeted out, WWE is doing a great job right now on highlighting at least a couple people that have been called up from NXT. And that's Lyra Valkyria and Ilja Dragunov, who both advanced pretty far in the tournament. Lyra in the semifinals for the Queen of the Ring tournament, and has Io Sky next week. And Lyra, I mean, you know I talked a little bit about it last week, how I was a little disappointed in the way the crowd accepted her and was behind her. But this week, apparently France done sparked a fire in our behind, because we done woke up in the United States. That crowd was nuts. Definitely they were singing her song along with her like they did in NXT. Yes. And I mean, just once again, I think that was my biggest highlight, though. Just Lyra Valkyria, who is fresh on the roster, and I think a little less known, in my opinion, than Ilja Dragunov. So a little bit more room of to work with in terms of getting her with the main roster audience. So that was my highlight, was Lyra Valkyria and her match with Zoe Stark, and Lyra winning and going and even having a standoff with Io later on in the night after.
I love to be wrong. Like, I think having shifting opinions is really fun. Mm-hmm. And something that has been proven time and time again in wrestling, that like what you thought you liked or what you thought you didn't like, it can come back around and grow on you. And I had a moment during Lyra Valkyria's entrance tonight that I actually thought, oh, like, she probably didn't resonate for me during the NXT phase, because she kind of requires the grandiosity of an arena. Like, her entrance was so cool. Like, just what I saw tonight made me think, oh, you know, like, sometimes there's just folks that grow on you, and then sometimes it's just there's a sort of shift in the way that they're presented. And I think that she's being shown as someone who is not only like on a main event level, they obviously believe in her, but she's immediately catapulted into like a championship girl squad. You know, she's a good guy. She has this presentation that is sort of similar to, it's almost one of those alliances that you're excited to see, like how SmackDown has Jade and Bianca. I feel like Becky and Lyra Valkyria are another kind of like, oh, like you get almost individually, they're obviously fabulous, but then together you get this like, oh, star power moment. Like, these two together, I like this. I enjoyed having a different opinion of her tonight, because I had been a little underwhelmed, and I didn't want to be. But yeah, I was really excited. You know what, in wrestling though, I've had to just like eat crow enough. I think my number one thing that I changed completely, flip-flopped big time, was Grayson Waller, because I didn't get, like, at first it was kind of writing the Lexis King line for me, where I was like, does this guy know that he's the worst, or do they think this is a cool guy? And like, that was the aspect I couldn't deal with. But yeah, I came around. So I'm excited. I've come around on Lyra Valkyria. I'm really excited about Shane Io Sky. I really enjoyed Shayna Baszler and Io Sky's match. I think that's something that, I just don't clip it. Don't put this anywhere. But I do think I'm a Paul Levesque girl. Okay. So I will just make up reasons to love things. But their depth of history between the two of them and like the things that we saw in NXT just and then now, it's just very exciting. I feel like there was a lot to unpack there, and you got to see some of it in the match, but it was definitely it was an exciting one. I really like Shayna Baszler. Anytime
Yes.
Shayna Baszler exudes cool to me in a way that I don't think they've capitalized quite enough on, because I don't know if like the powers that be in the world, so like I don't know if the homies in the office know, but nothing is more like fun for a very girly girl than to have a Shayna Baszler in her life. You know what I mean? Like we all love that pal of ours where they just like, not only do they have all of the mouth to back up the fist, but they have the fist to back up the mouth. You know what I mean? Everyone loves that person in the squad. And I just think that she's such a cool character. Like she's a cool cat in real life, but I feel like the way that they present her on television is, I just think she could be like the coolest muscle for like a Maxine Dupree. Like, you know, I just like want her paired with, kind of like how Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are almost like this unlikely alliance. I just think a very over the top girly girl with Shayna Baszler would be so much fun. On the
yeah, she is one of the most underrated superstars in all WWE, not just the women's division. And tonight they let her, bring out a little bit of the nasty side. If anyone's seen her in NXT, that was what made her a champion, and we have yet to really see that on the main roster. So although she lost, I think it's still a good sign that they're going to go back to what she is used to and what we are used to from seeing from Shayna. So hopefully this is a sign of some things to come, because she is, I've said it for a while, she is so underrated in terms of just not, I mean, look what she's done on the main roster so far. She's won the tag belts. That's really about it. So I'm hoping, she's not going to win Queen of the Ring. So I'm hoping that something comes eventually. Money in the Bank coming up. Let her do something. But tonight was a good sign. And a positive.
It was a good sign. It was very cool. They had a great match. I enjoyed it a lot. What
that was one of my matches of the night.
Yeah, it was a good one. Let's see. Honestly, I just try to filter like what articles did I write. That's usually how I think about.
That's pretty much how to do it, right? Yeah. So like in terms of, what about the start? I mean that, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. That little promo.
I had like a mini pitch where I thought it was a separate story to talk about, honestly, to talk about Drew still kind of coming for CM Punk. And then I got like it was just like, I wouldn't say shut down in case he's not watching. I know he's not watching. There's no chance. But if somebody clipped it, like, that's
gotta be careful now, Amanda. We have someone clipping these now. We got to be careful. We got a new guy on staff.
Yeah, so when I say clip,
we got to be careful.
That's true. That is true.
I want to give him a shout out. I want to give him a shout out.
I don't remember, but I followed him immediately, and I was very excited about it.
Yeah, so we're in a whole new overhaul here at Body Slam, where we are definitely going to be coming with much more content. Yeah. We have all kinds of podcasts for you guys to check out. We got, and of course, you got to slim those slam chats in. That helps support us and the work that we do. Slamchats.com to hook us up, especially with Amanda. Dealing with food poisoning on Mother's Day, like that's not cool. We gotta get her set up with them slam chats to help her out.
Slam chats. I don't know. Are you wearing? No, I know it's not, but I'll show you anyway. No, it's a Seth Rollins.
Nah,
it's Seth a Rollins. Whoa though. It does say whoa. It would be fun. I mean, Cody should have lows now too.
I'm missing Seth Rollins. I just tweeted, Amanda. I know we got to talk Raw, but I just tweeted this. Like, do you realize how many people are injured right now?
It's quite a bit, actually.
Like, I tweeted out a whole list: Drew McIntyre, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Jimmy Uso, Bobby Lashley, Asuka, Raquel. Well, it's not really an injury, but Dominic, Nikita Lyons, Sonya Deville, Shotzi, Cora Jade, the other Viking Raider, what's his name, Eric. Like, and then that doesn't even include like not injury, but like Carmella, Alexa Bliss. Like, there's so many people out right now, and a lot of those people are on Raw. Like,
yeah,
it's like half of our roster on Raw right there. So
that is true.
Injury bug. I'm missing Seth Rollins. That's why I'm wearing Seth today.
I am also missing Seth Rollins. I watched that Rivals, like really genuinely, like not for work. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be bougie, but like I don't usually go out of my way. Not always, but sometimes. But I don't usually watch wrestling stuff unless like I'm getting paid to do it. So, but I watched that Rivals for free yesterday. Let me tell you a story. I was still living good. I thought my Mexican food was going to be, I thought I was having a good night. But yeah, that was a delightful, it's kind of like, there were some endearing moments of humanity in there. I would say that it's nice to get a snapshot. I'm someone that very much enjoys seeing, like I want a glimpse of Colby Lopez. I don't necessarily want to hear from Seth Rollins always. I think there was some very compelling moments from the human being in there that were something that, you know, you can kind of, you can't always get in other forms of media, and especially WWE coverage. And I think, yeah, we won't go on a side rant, but I do think that is why there is value in different forms of coverage in wrestling media, because there are, I don't think we can put investigative things as inherently better or always more important than exploration of humanity. Don't clip that, because I can't handle the smoke. Let me tell you, I don't even want to. I don't want to have that. But anyway, as an aside, so what else? Sami Zayn tonight. Okay. Well, Sami Zayn, it kind of goes together. But I had this like moment while I was watching Otis just like get accosted by Chad Gable. And I enjoyed how Pat McAfee genuinely was just basically calling him a dick, you know, like he didn't fully say, he's like, he's the worst, but it was very good. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. That's his real name, right?
He had to Google the name.
I'm sorry. Google it real quick. Have you read Becky Lynch's book?
I have not yet. No.
I carry it around in my hands.
My problem is I was supposed to buy it and I just never bought it. So like I've been on a waiting list at my local library since it came out, and there's like 5 people ahead of me. So I'm probably never going to get that book. So I just need to buy it.
Oh, I do this thing where I read multiple books at once. I don't know why I do this. This probably has something to do with.
You read more than one book at a time?
So like, yeah, I think
I can't. I gotta focus on one book. I mean,
well, like I physically carry more. Like the two. I'm reading 2 books right now, and I hold them together. And so sometimes I'll read like a chapter or 2, and then I switch to the other book. It's like it's pretty weird. I don't know why I'm doing all that. But
there's no way I could do that.
Becky's on like another tier of books that get shuffled around the home, but don't get like consumed in a thoughtful manner. And so that's my goal for the rest of this month. I want to be more thoughtful about my reading, because I'm not reading that much. When I am, it's pretty short bursts. That's how you have 2 going at once, because you're not reading a lot. But nevertheless, Becky for sure. Why did I start a sentence about Becky, to be honest?
You started off about, you were talking about Sami Zayn and Otis.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just go back to that then. I don't know what the heck. But Sami Zayn and Otis had a nice match that Otis did lose. And Chad Gable had been being just a straight up abuser throughout the episode. So he was nasty to Maxine backstage. He was nasty to Akira Tozawa, who like sort of expectedly got squashed by Bronson Reed. It wasn't like 10 seconds long though. I mean, there was some fight there a little bit. Yeah, anyway. But Chad Gable was not satisfied with that performance either. So by the time we got to the 3rd match from Alpha, well, I guess just 2nd match, he was just nasty to Maxine. She didn't even have a match tonight, but I guess it was because she lost over the weekend to Shayna Baszler in the Queen of the Ring tournament. That was his rationale. So, I mean, it was short. It wasn't long. I just
Yeah,
it wasn't long.
That was. I have a double worst of the night, and that was one of it.
Oh, okay.
That match was just completely unnecessary.
I do think it was probably incredibly pointless. I don't think we needed to have a match. Like, I think we already know Big Bronson Reed is great, right? And that he can easily beat up Akira Tozawa. And we already know that Chad Gable is being nasty to his stablemates. Right. I'm not sure that we needed to like have a whole match for that moment, but yeah. So that's like, it was sort of a stacking storyline, I suppose. So then we get to, by the time we get to Otis and Sami Zayn, Chad Gable is like the most unhinged of the night, I would say, but then also just the most abusive. And I genuinely, I make wrestling about all kinds of things that it's not really about. I mean, I love to do that. I think I'm watching a totally different show than other people are watching most of the time. But the way that there was like this very special moment of like just how unique professional wrestling is, that you have Otis, who we love, is being just so abused by Chad Gable and is sort of walking away in defeat, like so sad. And the crowd's like chanting, no, like doesn't want him to stay loyal. It's just like, oh, it was an emotional story. I feel like they're telling a very nuanced tale with Chad Gable that I'm not positive that everyone on the roster could pull off. Correct. I think that Chad Gable and Sami Zayn, and I'm sure others that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but they're two that spring to mind quite immediately. I mean, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, I mean, Cody Rhodes. I think there's, but when we're talking about outside of like the top stars, the most compelling characters, I think, are the Sami Zayns, are the Chad Gables, are the Gunthers. There's something very, it appeals to a wider audience, I think. I think if you were watching professional wrestling for the first time ever and you didn't even care about the matches, like you took a nap or, you ate a snack or walked to the kitchen or did whatever, and we're just watching the show elements, I think the show elements have really come so far. Like the bar has been raised 100%. To a different level. And I think it's actually bringing out a different expectation from the crowd, like you said. So we had this amazing crowd for Backlash. That was just the international crowds for the PLEs are so excited. And then, I do think that as the live shows continue, I think nobody wants to be at the show that had like a stinker crowd, right? So it seems like fans are really getting behind the idea of the participation aspect of how much that it's something I think we took for granted in the past. We kind of understood during the Thunderdome era, but that is sometimes easy to forget that the crowd is often the main character, right? I mean, if not the main character, they're the static character throughout the show. And to have there be so much emotional buy-in for moments was just very special. So Otis, poor Otis, save Otis, hashtag save Otis.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge deal when he finally sticks up for himself.
Yes.
And fights back.
Really, I genuinely hope that, I'm sorry for it, but I kind of hope that Chad Gable wins the Intercontinental Championship so that what we get later is just like a title moment for Otis. I think if the Intercontinental Championship is going to move around a bit, I think let's let it move around a bit. Have some title changes on TV. Have some things
Amanda with the prediction? That almost sounded like a prediction from Amanda. We're breaking some ground here. I like that.
I just think that
the triple threat.
Oh,
that'd be a way.
I want to happen.
He picks Bronson Reed instead of Sami Zayn.
I mean, it can go anywhere. I just think that they should perhaps. I don't know. I really liked it when I feel like when I was younger. So whatever that means to whoever. But I feel like we used to see more like title changes on TV. It used to not necessarily be a hot potato, but it was often things moved around a little bit more. I also think the nature of that was that pay-per-views were much further apart. There's a zero chance in hell.
Super obsessed with updating the history books.
Yeah.
It seems like.
They did.
Because like, bro, 666 days, Gunther. It's like, all right.
Yeah, like, no, we're all right. It's just, yeah, we can have some short reigns. Somebody can be, I don't know.
I will say this though.
Mick Foley was a champion.
I just mentioned his name. So I have to say this. I wanted to say this to the whole world, to all the viewers right now, Monday Night Besties.
Yes.
I want all the smoke. Gunther is the greatest wrestler in the entire world. There's no debate. You can't tell me that anyone's better than Gunther. That man has had so many bangers, so many great matches with everyone. Like, I mean, I know there's some AEW people that'll probably try to fight me, but
am I supposed to fight? I mean, like, that's the thing. I can put on a hat and
whoever
argue,
chooses to bring it.
Don't in my heart.
Does
anyone have a strong opinion against
Gunther? He proves it once again. He's not going to win the King of the Ring tournament, but he's still. No, Jey Uso's going to win it. I think.
Really? Oh.
I do. Jey Uso is way too over right now. Like we thought LA Knight was over last year.
That's
Jey Uso is way above where LA Knight was, and we wanted LA Knight to dethrone Roman. So I mean, and Jey is like literally taken over. There's no way he doesn't win King of the Ring. I will be completely shocked. There's no way.
Yeah. Do you think there's shenanigans?
Gunther could just win Money in the Bank.
I mean, I do think that. I would like that to happen because I do think that would be. I don't want to say anything negative about Damian Priest, but I didn't necessarily feel like any champion anytime was subject to being toppled by Damian Priest. I think you create a very special element if you have, if it's literally Gunther running around with that briefcase. That's like, no.
Yeah, that's scary.
Whoever he wants to take out, he'll take out. So that's pretty wild. That would be fun. I do think that would, and like I like it when they keep the briefcase for a hearty amount of time. The girls seem to not hang on to it. They get antsy quickly, but
I actually really like how they did it with Damian because we literally started counting him out and thinking that he was going to fail his cash in.
I did like that.
And like some people even forgot he had it.
Yeah.
So like that's perfect. I'm with you on that 100%.
It was good. I don't. Oh, let's. Oh.
Okay.
I
mean, give me that match, but Gunther's still winning.
Yeah, I'm trying to see that. So that's yeah. There's a conversation there. That's fun.
Yeah,
okay, that's really interesting. What? No, there's not a conversation.
No, I was agreeing with Jeff. Like it's a good match, but Gunther covers.
Gunther. I desperately wanted my son to get a
He is a perfect example, Amanda, of what you were talking about earlier, right? Like sometimes it takes us a little bit longer to warm up to people. And for me, it was Gunther because like I remember watching him and Ilja back in UK days, and like I was Team Ilja, but like these days, nah. Gunther, I mean, you've seen it, and like perfect writing by Raw and Triple H tonight.
Yeah.
You literally see the foreshadowing. We think Ilja and Gunther are meeting in the semifinals. They're crossing paths, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, goosebumps!" The Rock, get that Rock gift ready, you know.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, we're getting it. And Ilja loses. He's outside the ring. Gunther walks to the ring to Jey, stops and looks at Ilja like, and laughs at him like, "Yeah, you ain't on my level." Storytelling. Nothing needed to be said, but so much was said in that quick moment where Gunther walks past him like, "You may have beat me, but you ain't on my level no more."
I think my article, I called it 2 wordless exchanges because they were. Both moments were like, there was nothing said, but there was so much that happened. So, and that's really fun too, because I think that even if you don't have any frame of reference for that and you don't know why it matters, you don't have to be what I like to fancy myself as someone that can be an ambassador to the casuals. I think that people think casuals don't exist, but I do think they exist, and I know they exist. They live in my life. And so I think that in a moment like that, is my best friend seeing something with the same depth that I am? No. But does she know that those two both put on banger matches and go to the wall every time? And just the idea of the two of them potentially having a match. Yeah, you can appreciate that. You don't need to have. I am an ambassador for the casuals. Thank you.
Right.
I secretly have wanted to have something where I like call it like keeping it casual, but then somebody in my life told me that it's not OnlyFans. So I'm not really keeping it casual. I'm just trying to be an ambassador of the casuals. So thank you. Ambassador for the casuals.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take, though. I think that you genuinely have hit the nail on the head. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, if I was to try to argue.
A lot of people will say, probably Will.
Yeah, I would say my only argument could be Will. But I also think that you're talking about two very unique styles that are fundamentally not like different, but they would be, that's like one of those juxtaposition matches that's fun to see because it is very, very different styles. So kind of who ends up.
That was the best match tonight, though.
Yeah, that was the best match. That was a good one.
And also, are we getting another story told tonight? More, what'd you say? Story without words. What'd you say again? What was you saying?
Wordless exchanges.
Wordless exchanges. Well, this wasn't really a wordless exchange, but Karrion Kross and Kofi. So remember Karrion's promo a couple weeks ago, where he said every wrestler he deals with affects them. And he's with Kofi backstage and just basically telling him it's time. I think are we seeing the end of the New Day? I don't know if I could live in a world without the New Day. That might be kind of weird. But it's what it's looking like. I mean, what else was that exchange?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It felt very, very weird. And it would be very weird to see Kofi turn on Xavier.
That would be weird.
But we'll see. But that was another moment tonight, too, where you got to pay close attention. There's these stories.
WWE
is so much better at this stuff. Like, they really are. And for
you really have to pay attention.
Yeah, those are stuff that's probably not for the casuals. Those are probably for the diehards.
That's true. Or there's things that I think that are they tracking Liv and Dom to the level that we are? Like, no. But do those things stack up? And then later when they see them, they'll be like, oh, what? You know what I mean? Because it has actually been there. Who asked him today? Someone asked Dom, hey, are you and Rhea okay? And Dom just like blew them off, but I don't remember who it was. Somebody walked. It was.
I don't remember either. I was too busy focusing in that promo. I was too busy focusing on Carlito because I am still so weirded out that Carlito is joining the Judgment Day. Like, it's just so weird to me. Like, it feels so weird.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know.
To me, it feels very forced. It feels like creating a faction in WWE 2K. Like, it just feels so weird. Do you think
Dom's making his own faction?
I was hoping so. I wonder if that still may be what's happening. That still may be what's happening. I really hope so. I'll play the long game in that, but as of right now, it is still weird. Carlito helping Finn and JD win a number one contenders match for the tag titles. I get what he's doing. He's trying to be accepted. He's trying to make friends, but like, it's weird.
He shaved his mustache and he gave it to Dom. And then right ahead of it, he was like, oh. So it was a pair of mustache related thoughts. And I agree with
hashtag where's Carlito's mustache?
Where is the mustache? Find the mustache.
Find the mustache.
Don't find Dom's mustache. It's so funny to me. It's so funny to me. I don't think I should be so tickled by Dominic Mysterio, but I truly am. I just find him so amusing.
I am too. I just hear Ray every time. Every time I see it, I just hear Ray calling him Dirty Sanchez.
Fully saying Dirty Sanchez on television, which was enjoyable. I feel like I had like a little list of my fave things, and I'm not sure if I think I hit.
There's a lot to pick from. So what did I was hoping. So, where did you stand? I thought you were going to bring up the BITCH segment, pretty much between Liv Morgan and when she was asking Lyra, has Becky always been a BITCH? And
Yes.
Becky's nice little one little clap right to the back or the back of Liv's head.
Yeah, no, that was a fun one. I think that I got distracted in that moment because I genuinely got confused and I thought, oh my God, now this girl's stealing her best friend too. Like she's stealing her man and she's stealing her bestie. And I was like, wait a second. That's different foes. Liv Morgan has beef in the streets. She's fighting with everyone. So she still is. So yeah, I got distracted at first because I thought like, wow, she's really going for it. Look, she's being so sweet to her. But it was a very funny moment. I feel like Liv Morgan is another person who I think has the ability to tell very character-driven stories that we haven't actually been able to see to the full potential yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that she has I enjoyed her on the microphone so much last week. I thought that we would maybe potentially see more of that. But I did like they had a fun exchange. It was a fun the way that the punch went down was pretty fun. Like I don't know if there's any.
She's punching lately. Becky's getting feisty, punching down, punching Liv.
Yeah, Becky is feisty.
I think ever since Liv got caught with the weed, she's been a whole new person.
That's true.
She's came back ever since then with a purpose. Like that's pretty much when the revenge tour started. Really,
it is. The revenge tour.
And she's been better at promos since then, better in the ring since she's came back. I'm all for it. Whatever brings the best out in you. And I told you guys it's gonna be a ride. We're just getting started. It's only the beginning with her.
I do think so as well. I really liked her as champion, but I would love her as champion as like a bad gal. Because I think sweet Liv is one thing, but bad girl Liv is even more fun in my opinion. So
she seems like she's having more fun with it.
Maybe that's how she connected.
Change Dom and change Liv too. Look, they can bond over that.
They can bond over that.
Let's go.
Oh man. I keep thinking I get confused. I don't know why Cody's not here. So like by 6:30 or so. I'm like, wait, where's Cody at? And then he's not here. So it's okay. I'll get over it someday. Just not today, apparently, again. But yeah, I do think injuries are kind of plaguing Raw. I think sometimes the biggest hitters for me on Raw are like, I'm glad we got to see Drew McIntyre still because if we didn't have that segment, I think that it would have, I don't know though. The Queen and the King of the Ring tournament have been very good. So I don't think that it is
fire.
If it had to happen at a certain time, if you had to have this swirl of injury, I guess it's a decent time because this is a good opportunity to highlight people that you maybe wouldn't always see winning matches or kind of advancing in the tournament. Who do you think is going to win the whole thing? Did you already tell me?
I said Jay's winning the men's side.
Oh, yeah.
I find it really hard to not have Jey win King of the Ring. I will say the winner is going to be from Raw. I will say that. I think it'll either be Gunther or Jey. But I just don't see how you go against Jey. Like, you already haven't given him a title.
Yeah.
He's way too over. Like,
yeah.
You already missed on LA Knight and that opportunity. So
this is true.
Don't do it again. I think there's no way. The women's side is a little bit more difficult. A lot more difficult, actually. It's really hard. Especially because SmackDown threw all kind of wrenches in. Like, Jade and Bianca just won the tag belts, and then they're in the tournament, which is weird. So you have your tag champs. One of them's going to lose at least. So if not both. So that's weird to me. That threw it all off. So that I have no idea. I mean, Tiffany was my pick going into it. I think it'll be someone from SmackDown that wins the Queen of the Ring, and then I think Raw takes the King of the Ring. But the Queen of the Ring, I haven't made up my mind on yet. because it got weird with that. But on the men's side, I got Jey.
I think Jey, you've convinced me. I can't think of anyone else. I really can't think of anyone else.
I know
You've got weird. Fans in the chat.
Hi. Hey, what up? Full Vision was good.
You should tell us where we can catch, because I always forget at the end. So tell us now. What's the name of your other podcast?
Oh, it's called WrestleHolics. WrestleHolics. Yeah.
Nice.
Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. I do that with a couple friends of mine. And it's a lot of fun. We cuss a lot, so don't listen to a kid. Yeah, it's crazy. So we have a lot of fun on there. So I didn't tell you yet either. So I got SummerSlam tickets.
Yay! Oh, exciting!
Just in case, we're still trying media though. Monday Night Besties, we're still trying.
Besties Live.
Just in case, I got some tickets. So
I'm going that's so good. Oh, that's exciting. That's
my first pay-per-view ever.
Yes, that's
never
wonderful.
Been to one.
Oh my goodness. I've never been to a WWE one. I've only been to AEW actually. Yeah.
You got to meet me in Cleveland for SummerSlam.
I mean, genuinely. Besties Live. Let me know, Besties Live. I'm trying to go to Cleveland, Ohio. You
gotta send them slam chats in, slamchats.com, and we'll put it 100% to our fund for Amanda to fly over here to the Midwest, to Cleveland, Ohio, August 3rd? I forget the date.
It's something.
But whatever the date is.
Sounds good.
Amanda's coming.
Okay, here's the thing. I have a children's and it is a Raw one, but I think it's behind the couch. I'll find it.
We should do that. Next week's show, you wear your children's belt and I wear my son's children's belt as well.
Okay, perfect.
Let's do it.
That sounds good.
We will get laughed at, but we don't even care. Look, we're parents. We get laughed at all the time. Who cares?
Yeah, no, this child has limited verbal capacity and still finds every opportunity.
There's gonna be one person in the comments. Oh, those are child belts. Those are fake.
Sure are.
There'll be one person. There's always one.
I'm not going to be giving $500. You know what? There is the funniest thing I always see happen at shows. But I've seen at AEW. I saw this happen multiple times, which I thought was amusing. There was a guy who was like trying to let people hold the belt to take pictures with it and stuff, and people were like, "No, I'm good." And it was so sad. He was like, "Don't you want to take a picture with my belt? You look so cool. Like you can show your friends at school." And the kids were like, "No." Just like clowned him and walked away. Like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I don't know. But yes, our children's championship belts. I definitely own one of them.
Let's do it next week. But we do need to get you a belt though. We do. You need the women's world title.
You know which one I would want though, honestly, is if I was ever to get like a replica that you spend a little money for. Do they sell Divas ones, the butterfly one? I swear to God, I would spend real money for that.
Ooh, you might have to go to eBay for that. I don't know if they still sell those.
Yeah. I don't think they have those. I think that's like a thing. Don't clip that. Whoever you are, I can't remember your name right now. I'm sure you're positive and wonderful.
I know. I was trying to remember. So we have a chat, and there's like a billion messages today. So like I couldn't even find.
If I scroll, I'm scrolling. Is it?
Yeah, because I want to give them at Donut Cass.
At Donut Cass
on Twitter.
Hi.
Give him a follow.
Follow at Donut Cass on Twitter.
At Donut Cass, CASS.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the man.
Follow the man. And I am already going to try to garner favor by asking to not clip whatever embarrassing things. Like honestly, the Amanda embarrassment reel could probably be significant at this point. I think the time I was talking to Stephanie about diarrhea for like a good 3 minutes is probably my shining moment on Body Slam. Let's see. Oh, they do? They still sell them? Okay, well.
Nice.
All right. Now we got to go. I'll put one of those. What's that thing called? I always say Ko-Fi. I don't even think that's what that website's called, but I got one of those. Sometimes people send me $5 and I get so excited. So
just say Ko-Fi. What the hell is that? Is that like a GoFundMe?
I think it's actually like coffee. I think is how people say it. But it's it's kind of, but it's like you can like buy me a coffee. And so it's like It's just like $5 increments. But it's happened to me twice where someone sent me one and then I got a little thing and I get so excited. Like I genuinely get excited. I did learn though that I don't think that if it says that you're anonymous, I don't think it actually is because it gave me people's names. So like I'm not going to tell. I'm a vault. Like I don't care. But yeah, if you're sending things to other creators, you should maybe know because I guess they just full on revealed information. Let's see. What else? Diarrhea. Yeah, you guys do remember. You do remember. Thank you. Yeah. That's it. That's a good one. Teresa's here. Hi, Teresa. Yes. I agree. I would like to see her. I think she would also be a fantastic menace with the briefcase. Yes. I think that's something that I would love to see. Genuinely, that would be a fun one for the briefcase.
Also, imagine the crowd. Imagine the difference in the crowd from her just winning Queen of the Ring and getting an actual match, you know what I'm saying, for the belt. And then the difference in that between and her actually cashing in that moment. Like the crowd was going to go ballistic. Like the moment she comes out with the briefcase, the crowd's going to go crazy, like probably louder than we've ever heard because the crowd is so behind Tiffany everywhere, all around the world.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
funny. I feel like I think that they expected her to be more heelish. Like, I think they thought people would hate her, and it doesn't really go that way. Like, even the more obnoxious she gets, the funnier, like, kind of, it's a good gimmick. It's a great character. I'm sure that the way that I think they've also kind of presented her really strong across all of her media appearances because it seems like I'm sure she's a sweet woman, but also she stays in full character. Like I think she's as close to an Undertaker as we have in a modern era, right? Where you don't really, have you ever seen that woman looking like a scrub on the internet?
Not once.
Not once. They have like people taking selfies in like the bus and stuff. Like I've seen things where or in the plane, I think. And I saw a picture, someone else's picture, and she was like in the back. She still looked impeccable in someone else's photo. So no, I just don't think, that's a dedication to a craft that her craft is just to be so cool. Better than us. And she knows it, to borrow a line from another friend. That will be fun. I do think that will be so fun. Yeah, and then at all times she can mock us about Tiffy time.
I like it. I haven't made my official pick yet, but it's hard for me to go against her right now.
Yeah, solid. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about that was on your list of thoughts?
I think we recapped it. I mean, the biggest story right now, obviously everybody, is the King and Queen of the Ring. And once again, just since the draft, WWE capitalizing on a lot of these call-ups from NXT. We're still waiting on Kiana James and Dijak. Haven't even seen Dijak yet. Kiana James had a very forgettable moment with Adam Pearce tonight. And then I guess I haven't really been enjoying Braun Breaker on Raw as much as I thought I would. I know it's early, but remember, I was very excited to have Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
And the reasoning that they came up with for not having him in the King of the Ring tournament is like really? He said, I didn't want to throw you in the water or let you sink or whatever he said. And it's like, all right, but Ilja's in the tournament. Ilja? Yeah, Ilja's in the tournament. Braun's already on. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So those were the two things that just kind of bothered me tonight. But overall, there were so many bangers. Like GUNTHER, Kofi Kingston was a banger.
It was a good one.
Shayna was a banger. Shayna Baszler was a banger as well. Zoe Lyra was pretty good as well. So a lot of good matches tonight. I'm just excited to see who actually wins the King and Queen of the Rings. And it feels like a big deal again, which is important. And it's big for WWE because, that they really need, with all those injuries that I mentioned and Roman Reigns also not being on television right now either, being away. The Rock just went away after, WWE has owned the ratings for a long time. And with all these people out, it's really good that they still have the momentum and are keeping the momentum with the King and Queen of the Ring. So still a great Monday Night Raw nonetheless.
It's a good one. It was a good show tonight.
Real good.
You know what's been actually quite fun is that I don't feel like it drags on and on. 3 hours goes by pretty quickly.
It does.
And I don't like to compare because I don't like there to be drama in the streets. But there has been several weeks of 3-hour blocks of AEW. And
yeah, it's not dragging.
I'm scared.
It's not dragging
but
like
Raw does not drag. It does not drag for sure. I'm not reaching for ice cream cones as I was in a previous life when I would get bored during Raw when I was pregnant. I would
before we get to Amanda's motivation.
Yes.
Be sure to share this. Share all your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend. What we do here every Monday night on Monday Night Besties. This podcast is available everywhere immediately following this. Spotify, Apple. It's on YouTube, Twitch, all those places. So subscribe. And when you do subscribe, you got all the shows, not just ours. But you get the NXT show, you get the SmackDown show, all the fantastic interviews that people have been doing lately. Astrid has been doing some great work as well. Yes. You get all that stuff. So subscribe. Body Slam, got all the links in the description. Follow us everywhere and keep up with everything.
Yes. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Best. You know what? And we are free. You can subscribe to a free trial. If by the end of next week's Monday Night Besties, you decide that this was a bad move, you can always unsubscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. You're okay. You know what else you can do that might help? I'm not sure if it does or not, but I'm assuming from some algorithmic perspective. Feel free to clown on me. I don't care what you write in the comments, but just leaving a comment. So if you want to, don't be hateful because I'll make Cass take them down if you're too nasty to me. But I shouldn't have said that, honestly. Why do I invite trouble in the streets? Leave a comment. Jeffrey can tell, or you guys can tell me how my eyebrows are doing. I don't want to falsely attribute the eyebrows to Jeffrey. Jeffrey was my hair tonight, but is usually MD who has the eyebrow patrol? Yeah, okay. So, you guys, let me know. You can give me the fashion and makeup hair advice tips in the comments, but I do think the little comments help because I sometimes leave comments on our own podcast myself. I'm like, great work. I think it helps. I don't know. I like to like it immediately. Yes, eyebrow. Thank you. Appreciate you. I do think about these comments when I do my eyebrows. And yeah, anyway. You guys are so much fun. Besties, I enjoy spending so much time. I enjoy so much spending this time with you. I do think that having even 1 hour out of your week that you take time for yourself is super valuable and super important. And I want to recognize everyone has a busy life. Everyone has a lot going on. So for you to spend time with us here to just talk about wrestling is something that is so cool and so important. And I really like the little community we're building here. I think we can make it even bigger. So let your friends know for real, because this is it's a safe space. It's safe for the casuals, ambassador of the casuals. You can bring your questions. You will not be made fun of. We're not trying to gatekeep anything. We're definitely trying to keep it mostly positive, but also, some things will be a stinker eventually, and that's okay. It's okay. That's life, right? Some days are great. Some days are bad. Sometimes you're the pigeon. Sometimes you're the statue. That's how life goes. But more than anything, we really appreciate your help. We appreciate your support. Go follow DC everywhere. I think that he does great work. His writing is impactful. I feel like I am almost to 6,000 articles published on WrestleTalk.com. Wow. Yeah. It's a lot. But then when I think of it as compared to the work that I've seen you been able to do recently in the last few months, as far as actually getting to be able to highlight the people you love and to put attention on folks that I think are underrated. That's something that every time I see your articles, I think you do a great job of explaining that, and also being that having that perspective and having a different and unique voice and looking at overall rosters. I think people get kind of caught up on who's in current programs, and what I always admire about what you're doing is looking at who's not in a program and who have we forgotten about. And sometimes I don't know. I got excited. When I see Michin on TV, I'm like, yeah, let's go. We got her. Bring her on.
Shout out
Yes, it's just
She got me a lot of clicks retweeting my article. So shout out to her for real.
shout out to her for real. Some of the wrestlers are so sweet, and yes. I know that I just think that at the end of the day, what I hope Monday Night Besties can be is something that always feels like we're treating everyone with a good level of humanity, because no matter what their character's doing on TV, Chelsea Green is a wonderful human, I'm sure. Adam Pearce is a wonderful human, I'm sure. There's a lot of different things that go on online that always make me sad. So that's what the besties are here for. We are here to be respectful of people's humanity, but also to drop some chisme, because you know how it is. You got to gossip with your friends every now and again. You got to gossip with the besties. So let's see what else is there. Yes. I thought for some reason my glasses, so I thought that said Tio Mia, and I was like, your uncle's name is Mia? Like, I don't know what we're talking about. Yes. So that's a pun. That's a pun for us. That's a joke to end the night. Oh, yes. It does stand for that.
Hey.
That was good. I like that. Okay, guys. Well, you take good care of yourselves. Have a good rest of your week. We love you so much. Besties, hang in there. Yeah, we'll be back. When is King and Queen? We have semifinals, right? Semifinals next.
Yep. Gunther Jey.
Yep, Gunther Jey and Io and Lyra. Oh, that sounds exciting.
Let's go.
Let's
go get it.
Yes. Okay, well, we'll see you next week, besties. Take good care. Be well.
Peace and love.